Okay, Mr. Sarath, could you please say about a special tip how to learn English quickly and effectively?
Thank you. I have been asked this question quite often. I have collected some tips on study English effectively as the non-English speaker, particularly in the country where English is not spoken on the basis. There are five tips. First one is uh, to create the habit of English speaking every day. How can we do that? When I was young, what I did was that I prepare my to-do list for today. For example, when I get up, I put down my to-do list, and then I started presenting myself in English what I going to do for today. And then when I get back home, before go to bed, only 15 minutes, I review my to-do list and I have done what I have accomplished for today and what I'm not for today and what the lesson for that I learned for today. In so doing, I put English into my communicate more comfortably in English language, and the same thing I listening to the music, particularly I also watch BBC Swiss, but not that long, only 15 minutes or so. But the first you must create the habit English speaking every day, create the listening by yourself. The second tip is reading. Reading is so powerful. I read, but not for the sake of reading. I read sometimes loudly, and then I try to debrief. For example, I would go to the university has 1 hour or 1 hour. When I write in the class empty, I review my lesson. For example, I study the business in the evening. I would review the business lesson, and then when I come on stage and when but I consider on the chair for my students. So I spoke with myself about English and I presenting as a lecturer. So I'm talking about the subject matter again. In doing that, you put your language into the technical word. Sometimes I never myself expert and I imagine a reporter this user to come to me in interview on me or a particular subject matter and I asked myself or responded so how I could converse about the technical word matter. Reading and listening could tip number three is I want to share with young people little bit technical, but this is called start doing. I enjoy listening to VOA special English program, but I available online. I go there, I listen to the report whatever I like. It can be economic report, education report, development report, and so on. I just speak one report today, and what I did was listen to the reporter reading, and VOA special English. You have it has the subtitle running when the reporter read. What I do at the time was the first just listen to the reporter while reading the subtitle running down follow, and then after that I try to shadow after the native speaker. Shadow is mean that you read in real time. It means you try to read reporter. And so doing pick up the nation, you put up the pronunciation from the native speaker. And then step number three is particular tip I use. I mute reporter sound and voice, and then I start reading and report myself as the subtitle is running, and then I use my phone to record my own voice, and then after that I listen to my own report reading to see whether I have what is my error of pronunciation, what is the problem of my pronunciation, what is the difficult of technical word, and I can always improve myself also. Okay, this is tip number three. I believe that this one is very so powerful. If you want to doing it, you can try at home. Nothing. Go to online, go to VOA Special English, or you try follow as the step mentioned. Tip number four, even highly, very highly technical. It about replacing word or phrases with another word or phrasing equivalent meaning. Uh, in doing this, you train your brains to be quick and generating new word or expression. For example, when you are listening to somebody speaking, you try to produce your different version or your own version, but you retain the same message or retain the content. Jeff, you have a lot of the different expression in English, like the Khmer as word or synonym as word, quite similar expression to you. You don't have the you exactly what the speaker say. You can use your own version. Once again, doing so, you train your brain to be very quick in expression, and the language will come to you automatically. This is very important for you. The last tip is tip number 5. Once again, I myself practiced this many years back. I was interpreting. You know, when I was a student, I enjoyed listening to Prime Minister of Cambodia's public speaking, and when I was delivering on the speaking to myself, when I arrive at home, I try to interpreting from Khmer to English so I can improve my English. Remember that Khmer and English do not share grammatical rule. In our language, we have the adjective as the noun, but in English we put adjective before noun. So the structure is completely different. Sometimes when you listen to Cambodians speaking English, they are still badly influenced mother tongue by their national language. If you learn interpret, then you can actually use your very natural grammatical structure English by learning how to interpret it. Okay, once again, there are 5 tips I myself collected for reflecting what I have learned over years, and the 5 tips which is anywhere, any books, but for me it's actually my personal experience. And the one is I encourage Cambodian students who want to speak English very well to try to maybe not 5 or maybe only 3 tips or 4 tips as to them. um, it doesn't cost them anything anyway. I believe that the people have the different learning attitude. We maybe some tips may not but anyway it costs anything to try to specially book.